Okay, ready for the next question? Hands on buzzers. Who is it who invented the electric toothbrush? Well, it looks like our friend here was caught by the instant-out zapper buzzer. As you know, that means we bring in a new contestant for our next round. So, Don, who do you have for us?
Well, Chuck, she's a lovely old lady from Attica State Prison who's been just dying to get picked. Please welcome... We can't find her number, Chuck.
No problem, Don.
Where's Marty?
Well, now, you seem a bit old to be on death row.
I really need a refrigerator.
I can't watch much more of this. It's not scary, it's just shit. Paper mache and painted laser rays. Gay-ass monsters made of clay. If you want to scream, come scream with me. Scream, soup, scream, soup. If you want to scream, come scream with me. Scream, soup, screaming soup. What the hell is this supposed to be? Action, romance, or sci-fi comedy? I just don't have fucking time for this shit. Bring on the blood and show me the tits. If you wanna scream, come scream with me. Scream, soup, screaming soup. If you wanna scream, come scream with me.
All right, Billy, move 3 spaces. Uh-oh, you landed on a space with Dead West's pawn. Now you have to say F you and bump his pawn back to start.
You know, when you said we were going to play games tonight, I thought a blindfold and handcuffs would be involved.
Stop being a party pooper, Dead West.
I'm sorry, Mandy, but I'm just not big on board games.
F you!
Now hold your horses, I meant no offense.
No, I just bumped another one of your pawns back to start. Oh, suck it.
You suck it. Huh? Oh, howdy, Scream Freaks. My girl here was just introducing me to the joys of being a sore loser.
What's that? All I heard was wah, wah. It's your turn, baby.
Well, damn it, I'm tired of this game. How about another one?
Billy? Fine, give me a second to set one up.
I think I need a pick-me-up after that blow to my ego. Oh, I know. Throw back those drinks and let the good times roll, Scream Freaks. Tonight we'll be screaming at an underrated favorite of mine, Satan's Little Helper. The meat of the story is a kid named Dougie who is obsessed with Satan after having his mind swallowed whole by a video game his parents gave him called Satan's Little Helper. Unlike those misunderstood kids who mimic games like Grand Theft Auto, Dougie begins to reenact the game and suffers a boy wonder complex thinking he's Satan's kid sidekick. Now, unfortunately, it's Halloween, so no one notices just how far off the deep end Dougie is sank because they all think it's trick-or-treat fun. Like Linus waiting for the Great Pumpkin, Dougie sets out to find Satan in the hopes he can serve his master's mischievous needs and surprisingly sees him decorating folks' yards around the neighborhood. Taking advantage of the kid's fucked up sense of reality, the slasher disguised as Satan allows Dougie to join him in painting the town red and targets Dougie's own family for his deadly pleasure. There are a few sour parts of this film, but they still have to be noted nonetheless. For instance, now it does take a few minutes to fall in with this flick. When you first turn it on, you see a mediocre kind of film with a cheap yet charming quality to it, and are introduced to some strange characters, the biggest being Dougie. He's awkward looking, seems too old to be living in such a fantasy world, and has a childish crush on his mega babe sister Gina, and says the weirdest things.
I can see your boomies.
Jenna's my girlfriend. I'm gonna marry her.
Master, could God come as a trick-or-treater?
Put these down or I'll tell Satan to cut your guts out.
Oh, yeah? But despite how odd this kid comes off, it actually makes sense in the end. Who else but a weird little goblin child obsessed with Satan would ever run around with a total stranger, believing all the people he's killing in front of him is just harmless fun and games? This would make sense for the mom, too, who's kind of weird herself. Failing to recognize her son's descent into Satanism, supporting his delusions, letting him run around unsupervised, and having little spanking fights with her hot daughter she dressed like a whore for Halloween. Like I said, weird, but it all lends itself to how fucked up the kid is. And not to sound like a two-faced hypocrite, I know I always say how much I hate movies with kids, but this was totally excused because the kid was so weird it was entertaining for retarded reasons. And he wasn't the hero of the story. Nope. He was just a clever story device for bringing us the real scene stealer of this diamond in the shit, the Satan Slasher. But we'll get to that in a moment. The pissing timer doesn't unfortunately clock about 3 minutes of wandering around bullshit at the very end, but it really sneaks up on you after such a good pace the movie holds for about the whole duration you watch it. But luckily they didn't double up their sins, throw any bogus scares at us and make us jump out of our seats and throw popcorn all over the sorry saps in front of us at the theater or whatever fucking shit they expect to have happen.
Ready.
Alright, what do we got?
Daniel Boone's Revenge.
Alright, what do we do?
Roll the dice and outrun slasher-crazed Daniel Boone without getting killed by one of the death traps he built along the way.
Huh, he's even got the Play-Doh game pieces to cut and splat.
You start.
Well, hang on, let me wrap this review up.
Okay.
We'll roll for me the first couple turns, this will only take a minute. Now, the sweets of this film were incomparable to any other slasher flick I've ever seen. I was kicking and laughing, calling others to come see the scenes I just enjoyed, and felt little that retarded wonderment little Dougie must have felt. The biggest reason for this reaction is that Slasher disguises Satan. Rude, crude, and all-around smart dude, watching Satan was like seeing an uninhibited vandal on a spree of anarchy as though he were the mask or the creeper rolled into one. There's just nothing this crazy guy won't do. He guzzles wine, steals prescription drugs, beats up the handicap, burns down a police station, poisons party drinks, feels up the ladies, photographs the ladies, lets the ladies photograph him, shoplifts, shoots himself, hides bodies in plain sight as Halloween decor, and commits an act I would have thought could only be found in a trauma film. But for the first time in Screaming Soup history, I'm going to show you a scene from this movie which happens to be one of my favorites.
Yeah! Look, a pregnant baby. Cool! Yeah! 50 points. Yeah! Try to hit the baby carriage. 100 points. Oh, yeah! This is so fun, Master! Over there! Blind man! Blind man! Bonus point! Master, could you take me to hell? Sweet!
Oh god, it's too much. I love it. It only gets better when Doogie finally sees the error of his ways and prays to God for help, which is answered with Jesus at the front door.
It's Jesus and Satan.
Play it again.
It's Jesus and Satan.
Woo doggy. That's right, the Satan Slasher is so smart he switches up costumes to throw people off his trail and regain the confidence of the religiously confused kid. Classic. Fortunate for the kid, his boob-tastic sister happens to be the last girl of this film, and she does a great job. She manages to hold her own against the Satan Slasher as both a hot and strong character who we can really invest in and then some. We see her bust out of the sanest person who figures out that Satan with her brother wasn't actually her actor boyfriend in the costume, and shine as a heroine who must rescue her family while riots break out in the town after Satan kills a whole police force. Wish we could have seen more of her talent, but that honestly doesn't diminish the film in the least. For the body count, we rack up an impressive 14 bodies, which is more than your average slasher pick, and every one of them is done in the clever variety of ways that keeps the Satan Slasher far from becoming one-trick pony. And yes, it's true we don't ever see the last girl's full talent, but the filmmaker still keeps to the tried and true horror formula and makes sure we have at least one pair of tatas to feed our lust for boobs. Billy, I think we all know where this rating's going, but please cook the ingredients of this film so we can see the official score. A true monster of a film, I'd recommend everyone check this out as soon as they can. Now, I don't care if Care Bears and Kramer vs. Kramer is your thing, but get a copy of this beauty and watch it with your friends, family, housemate your dad's secretly sleeping with, or whoever. Now, I know I like killers made of movies, but don't hold that against me this time.
You finished now?
More or less.
Well, it's your turn.
All right.
That's 6 spaces. Way to go. Oh, wow, you're at the end.
What? You mean it won?
Only if you roll an even number to defeat Daniel Boone on the water wheel.
Oh, I can't believe this. Hello.
Dead West?
The dice, woman. You do it?
Yes. 3.
Damn it. I'll see you later, Scream Freaks.